Hello everyone, this is Mridini Gavas, Assistant Professor in Mathematics at PES Ravi Sitaram Naik College of Arts and Science, Parmagudi, Ponda, Goa. I welcome you all for today's first session on heights and distances. Through this webinar on mathematics in competitive exams, we will try to make you comfortable with the questions asked in almost all the competitive exams related to mathematics by giving you some simple tricks and easy steps to solve the problems. So, to begin with today's session on heights and distances, I will briefly give you the idea on what we are going to do. In the beginning, let us be familiar with the two terms height and distance. In the section definitions, I discuss with you some of the definitions related to the two concepts height and distance. In the second section, I discuss with you some of the formulas which you will require in order to solve the problems. In the third section, I discuss with you some of the solved problems, and in the last section, I will give you the exercise problems. So let us understand the two concepts height and distance first. So height is the measurement of an object in the vertical direction. So we measure the height of a tree. We measure the height of a person. Okay, we measure the height of a tower. We say the height of the tower is 100 meters. Okay, so whatever measurements are done in the vertical direction is called as a height. Distance. Distance is the measurement of an object from a particular point in the horizontal direction. We say the distance between the two places is say 10 kilometers, or the distance between the two trees is say around 500 meters. Okay, so we measure this in the horizontal direction. So whatever measurements are done in the horizontal direction is termed as a distance. Now just have a look at this particular figure. Now let us say AP is the object under consideration. O is the point where the observer is standing. Now the observer at the point O is looking at the object placed at AP. Okay, so if the observer is looking at the point A, then the line AO becomes the line of sight. Now when I draw this line of sight, for this particular observer, AP becomes the height of the object, PO becomes the distance, the length PO is the distance of the observer from the object. Okay, now the angle. Okay, we have to consider here two angles, or two angles comes into picture here, alpha and beta. Alpha is called as the angle of elevation and beta is called as the angle of depression. Now what is alpha? The angle which the line of sight, that is the line AO, makes with the horizontal through A is called as alpha. Okay, I repeat, the angle which the line of sight AO makes with the horizontal through A, this is the horizontal line through A, right, is called as alpha, that is the angle of elevation. Similarly, suppose the observer is looking down at the object, that is the bottom part of the object, then the angle, now if the observer is looking at the bottom part of the object, my line of sight will be like this. Okay, so in that particular case, the angle which the line of sight makes with the perpendicular or the horizontal through P is called as the angle of depression. Okay, so here are the standard definitions. So you can just go through these definitions. So whatever I have explained is written over here. Now these are the formulas. Now these formulas you must have come across in your school days. So we know that if we have a right angle triangle, okay, suppose this is a triangle which I am considering right angle at this particular point, then this line is called as the hypotenuse. Okay, the side which is opposite to the right angle is called as the hypotenuse. Now suppose in this particular triangle I am considering the angle A as my angle under consideration. Okay, now for this particular angle A, this is my adjacent side. Okay, and this is my opposite side. For this particular angle, which is the opposite side, this is the opposite side. Okay, and for this particular angle, this is the adjacent side. Now all the trigonometric functions sine, cos, tan, cosec, sec and cot can be written in terms of, or at this particular angle A, okay, at this particular angle A can be written in terms of the adjacent side, opposite side and the hypotenuse. Okay, and this is how they are expressed. I can write my sine of A as opposite side upon hypotenuse, cos as adjacent upon hypotenuse, tan as opposite upon adjacent and so on. Okay, these are the reciprocals of these three trigonometric functions. Similarly, if you are considering this as the angle, okay, if this is your angle under consideration, for this particular angle, this will become the opposite side and this will be the adjacent side. Hypotenuse will remain the same and accordingly your definition will change over here. Next slide. Okay. Now here are some of the formulas which I came across. So I just thought I'll share it with you. You can just go through this. You might require one or the other while solving the problems. So you have here the reciprocal identities. That's what I told you just now. That sine, cos and tan are just the reciprocals of cosec, sec and cot. Okay. That is what is given over here. Then the Pythagorean identities. Then here we have some co-function identities. Then you have a quotient identities here. Tan theta is sin theta upon cos theta. Cot theta is cos theta upon sin theta and so on. You might require, I will just share it with you. Okay. Now this is one of the important table. Now whenever you are solving any problem, you require this particular table. Okay, so this table gives us the values of all the 6 trigonometric functions at different angles. If you look here, at 0 degree, 30 degree, 45 degree, 60 degree, 90 degree and so on. Okay, so what it means, sine of 0 is 0, sine of 30 is 1 upon 2, sine of 45 is 1 upon root 2 and so on. Okay, so you must know this table. Okay, now very important part. When we are talking about height and distance, we have seen that there are two angles which are very important for us. That is angle of elevation which is related to say height and the angle of depression which is related to say distance. Now, any problem on height and distance will move around these 4 quantities: height, distance, angle of elevation and angle of depression. Okay, so in most of the problems in competitive exams, you will be provided with any 2 of the following information. Okay, and based on this 2 information, you can find the remaining 2 quantities. Okay, so what I mean by that is, in a problem, either height and distance will be given to you, and what you have to find, the angle of elevation and the angle of depression. Okay, or any one will be asked to you, but to find that one also you require 2 of the informations. 2 informations must be compulsorily given. Without those 2 information you cannot find the third one. Okay, or say suppose the distance and the angle of elevation will be given to you, and by using this you can find the height Okay, you can also find the angle of depression. But say suppose only the angle of elevation is given and you are asked to find the distance of the observer from the object. You cannot find. Okay, I have taken one problem on that, so you will understand more when we solve that problem. Okay, so in any problem, two of these informations must be provided to you. Okay, then you can find the remaining quantities. Okay, so directly let us move on to the problems. So the first one, two ships are sailing in the sea on the two sides of a lighthouse. The angle of elevation of the top of the lighthouse is observed from the ships are 30 degree and 45 degree respectively. If the lighthouse is 100 meter high, the distance between the two ships is. Okay. So whenever you come across a problem on angle of elevation or height or distance, these words are there in that problem. The first thing is you have to draw the figure. Okay, once you draw the figure, your half of the problem is solved, because from the figure you come to know what are the things are given to you and what you have to do. Okay, so first thing is draw the figure. So let us say this is my figure. Okay, so this AB is that lighthouse. Okay, the height of that is given to be 100 meters. Now there are two ships on the opposite side of this lighthouse. So let us see, one ship is at the point C and another is at the point D. The angle of elevation is given to be 30 degree and 45 degree. So let us take the angle of elevation at C is 30 degree and angle of elevation at D is 45 degree. Okay. Now what we have to find, or what we are asked to find? The distance CD. Now if we look at this particular figure, we have two triangles here. Now in the first case, I will consider the triangle BAC. Okay, and from here I will try to find what is the length AC. Similarly, I will consider the triangle BAD, and from this I will try to find what is the length AD. Okay, if you look at this, both the triangles are right angle triangle at the angle A. Okay, for this particular triangle, BC is the hypotenuse, and for this particular triangle, BD is the hypotenuse. Now, so I have just written here what are the things given to us. That length AB is 100 meters, angle ACB is 30 degree, angle ADB is 45 degree. Okay, now come here, coming to this particular triangle. Now what are the things given to us? If you look at this particular angle at the point C, the opposite side is given to us, right? So this becomes the AB becomes the opposite side. So the length of the opposite side is given to us. Are we interested in finding CB? No, right? We don't want the hypotenuse. But what we want? We want the adjacent side. So just recall the formulas. Which is that trigonometric function which is related to the opposite side and the adjacent side? So what comes to your mind? Either tan of 30 degree or cot of 30 degree. Okay, either one you can use. It's up to your choice. So let us say we will make use of the tan of 30 degree. Okay, so my tan of 30 degree, tan of theta or tan of the angle gives me the relation between what? The opposite side and the adjacent side. And I am not interested in the hypotenuse, so I will write my tan of 30 degree or tan of the angle at this particular point C. So what is tan of 30 degree? It is opposite side, that is AB, upon the adjacent side, that is AC. Okay, now again go back to the table. From the table I know what is my tan of 30 degree, that is nothing but 1 upon root 3. Now just simplify this, substitute with the quantities which you know. So I know what is my AB, it is 100. So my AC will be 100 root 3 meters. Right? Similarly, in this particular triangle, again I have my angle to be 45 degree. The opposite side to this particular angle is given to me I am interested in finding the adjacent side. Okay, the hypotenuse is not there into the picture. So I have to write the trigonometric function which is related to the adjacent side and the opposite side. Right? So again, tan of 45 or tan of theta gives me the relation between the adjacent and the opposite side. So again I will write in this particular triangle, for this particular angle 45 degree, I have tan of 45 is equal to AB upon AD. Again referring to the table, my tan of 45 is 1. So simplifying this, what I will get is my AD is equal to 100 meters. So from here now I have got what is the length of AC, what is the length of AD. What I am asked to find? The distance between the two shapes. Okay, so what is the distance between the two shapes? It is CD. I can write my CD as AC plus AD, which is equal to, just add this two and you will get the answer to be 273 meters. Okay, so this is the first problem. Let us move on to the second problem. Now in the second problem, I'll just read the problem first. A man standing at a point C is watching the top of a tower which makes an angle of elevation of 30 degrees with the man's eye. The man walks some distance towards the tower to watch its top and the angle of the elevation becomes 60 degrees. What is the distance between the base of the tower and the point C? Right? So just again, the first thing is you have to draw the figure. So here I draw the tower. Let us say my AB is a tower and the observer or the man is standing here such that it makes an angle of 30 degrees with the top of the tower. Okay. Now what he is doing? He is moving towards the tower. Okay. Now what is the distance he is moving? He is moving a distance such that this angle of elevation becomes what? 60 degree. Now what I am asked to find? What we are asked to find? We are asked to find what is the distance AC. Okay. Now if you recall what I had said in the beginning, that in any problem, yes, the two quantities should be given to us, right? From height, distance, angle of elevation and angle of depression. Two things must be given to us. And if you look at this particular problem, what are the things given to us? Only the angle of elevation. And by using just one quantity, we just cannot find the remaining quantities. Okay? Now don't get confused that this one is the angle of elevation and one is the angle of depression and all. Okay, it is given directly here. One is the, both are the angle of elevations. Okay, you can understand it from the figure. So a man is standing over here. He is moving towards the tower. First angle of elevation is 30. When he moves closer and closer, he stops at this particular point such that the angle of elevation becomes 60 degree. Okay. Now with only angle of elevation, we cannot find anything. Okay. Now whatever additional conditions are required here, I'll put those conditions and I'll keep this problem for the exercise. Okay. So let us move to the next problem, the third one. The angle of elevation of a ladder leaning against a wall is 60 degree and the foot of the ladder is 4.6 meters away from the wall. The length of the ladder is. Again, if you can draw the figure, this problem is very simple. Okay, so let us draw the figure first. So look at this. Let's say AB is the wall and BC is the ladder. Okay, so ladder is kept like this, making an angle 60 degree here. Okay, now the foot of the ladder is what? 4.6 meter. So this distance AC or the length AC is given to be 4.6 meters. And what we are asked to find? The length of the ladder. That is where we are asked to find the length BC. Okay. So here this A is the right angle triangle. So for this particular angle, we are concerned with which sides now? The adjacent side. Okay, AC. This becomes the adjacent side and this is the hypotenuse. So the adjacent side is given to us. We have to find the hypotenuse. So just recall which is the trigonometric function which gives us a relation between the angle, the adjacent side and the hypotenuse. Yes, of course it is cos of that particular angle. So I'll write my given data in terms of cos of the angle. So cos of 60 degree will be what? AC upon BC. And again from that particular table, I know I have the ready-made values for cos of 60 degree and it's nothing but 1 upon 2. Just simplify this, cross multiply, you will get the length of BC. Okay, and it is equal to 9.2 meters. Now in the same problem, let us say suppose instead of this AC, suppose the length AB was given to you. Then what do we do? Suppose the length AB was given to you and you are asked to find again the same thing, the length of the ladder. What we will do? So suppose they will say that the shadow is falling on the wall and that distance is or that length, okay, of the shadow on the wall is so and so meters. Then find the length of the ladder. What we will do? Yes, when this particular length is given, that means what? The opposite side is given. Okay, and whenever the opposite side is given, we know that which is that identity which relates the opposite side and the hypotenuse. It is sine of that particular angle. Okay, so you have to write sine in terms of the opposite side and the hypotenuse. Substitute the given values, you will get the required answer. Okay, so understanding of the problem and expressing it in terms of the figure is very important. Once you are able to visualize the problem, the rest of the things are simple. Okay, the next one, fourth one. An observer 1.6 meter tall is 20√3 away from a tower. The angle of elevation from his eye to the top of the tower is 30 degree. The height of the tower is. Okay, so here now what is given? The height of the observer is also given. Okay, so when you are going to draw the figure, you have to keep that in mind. That when you are going to show the observer, you have to show the height of that observer. Okay, so let us coming to the figure. Let us say AB is the observer and CD is the tower. Okay, now it is said that observer is at a distance of 20√3 from the tower. Okay, then the angle of elevation is given. Now the angle of elevation is given from where? From the eyes of the observer. Okay, that means what? From the point B. So I just draw a horizontal line BE here and mark this angle of elevation as what? 30 degree. Okay, if you just recall the definition of angle of elevation, this becomes my line of sight. The angle which the line of sight makes with the perpendicular through this point is called as the angle of elevation. Okay, so my 30 degree is the angle of elevation here. Don't make a mistake of marking this angle of elevation from this point. Okay, because it is said here that the angle of elevation from his eye, that means it is from the point B. So this is my 30 degree. I'll just join all these lines. Okay, right. Now this becomes a rectangle. And according to the identities of rectangle, we know that all opposite sides are of equal length. Okay, so I know the height of the observer is given to be 1.6 meter. So my AB will be same as what? EC, right? So my CE, length CE is same as AB, which is equal to 1.6 meters. Similarly, my BE will be equal to AC, which is equal to 20√3 meters. Now, what we are asked to find? We are asked to find the height of the tower. Okay, we are asked to find the height of the tower, and the distance and the angle of elevation is given over here. So I know my this length I know, CE I know. So if I find what is the length DE, I am done with the problem, right? So let us come to this particular right angle triangle, right angled at the point E. So this angle is 30 degree. So for this particular angle now, I know what is the adjacent side. Okay, because this AC is same as BE. So my adjacent side is 20√3. Do I want to find what is the hypotenuse? No. What I have to find? Yes, the opposite side. So again, tan will give me the required answer, because tan of an angle gives me the relation between the adjacent side and the opposite side. So tan of 30 degree will be DE upon BE. Tan 30 is nothing but 1/√3. So just simplify this. What I'll get is 20 meters. So I have my length DE is equal to 20 meters. But what is asked? The length of the or the height of the tower. So height of the tower is CD. So it will be CE plus DE, which is nothing but 21.6 meters. Right? Okay. So most of the times what happens, just to confuse you and you are in a examination mode, so they will just include the answer here 20 meters. Okay, so then what do we do? Just say that DE is equal to 20 meters, so quickly you will mark that particular answer, right? But here this is not the answer. You have to add that 20 meters to what? This length CE. Now here that particular option is not there, but most of the time, just to make you confused, they will include that particular option also. Okay, moving to the next problem. From a point P on the level ground, the angle of elevation of the top tower is 30 degree. If the tower is 100 meters high, the distance of point P from the foot of the tower is. Again, this is a very simple problem. So what it says, I have to denote a point P here. Again, there is a tower AB. In most of the problems, this tower will be always present. The tower AB is 100 meters. Then this makes an angle 30 degree angle of elevation. Okay. Now the distance P from the foot of the tower. So this particular thing. Sorry. Okay. This particular distance PA or AP we have to find out. Again, I am concerned with the opposite side and the adjacent side. So I have to take tan of the angle. So tan of 30 degree will be opposite side AB upon adjacent side AP. Tan of 30 from the table is 1/√3. So just simplify this. You will get the answer as 173 meters. Okay. So this is the correct option. So this was a very simple problem. And the last problem. The angle of elevation of the sun when the length of the shadow of a tree √3 times the height of the tree is. Now in this particular problem, drawing of the figure is very important. Okay. Now if you just read the problem, you will see that only one particular quantity root 3 is given. You will say that the data is inadequate, but it is not the case. The relation between the height and the length is given over here. Height and the distance, sorry. The relation between the height and the distance is given. Okay. So you must clearly mark that particular relation. And we are asked to find the angle of elevation. Okay. So if I roughly draw the figure, so which side? Now what it says, angle of elevation of the sun when the length of the shadow of a tree. So let us say this is the tree AB. How will be the shadow? Shadow will be AC. Okay. So shadow is what? Root 3 times the length of the tree. So if I say my AB is X, my CA will be what? Root 3X. I hope you understood. Okay. This AB is the tree. Then sun will be somewhere over here. So I can see the shadow of this tree as CA. Okay. This is the shadow. So this becomes my angle of elevation which I have to find. Okay. The sun is somewhere over here. So what it says, just read the problem again. The length of the shadow of a tree, root 3 times the height of a tree. So if this is my X, length is X, then this will be what? Root 3X. So again, I can write AC upon AB is equal to root 3. Either you can write it in terms of cot or tan, and you will get theta is equal to 30 degree. Okay, so finally I hope you understood something. If you are having any doubts, you can just contact me. Okay, thank you.